Ladies and gentlemen, pull out your hair ties. It's time to let your hair down and truly get funky.
Okay, so if you're going for a blow dry with a little bit more volume, a little bit more lift to it, then these are my top tips on achieving lift. Again, first things first, we need to put some kind of primer in. Like I said before, the primer balances out the hair, so it means you get a nice even blow dry. It speeds up the blow dry time, and it means you get the best performance from the product and also the best hold afterwards. I'm going to use Day of Grace. This is really great. It's weightless. It has heat protection in it and just a slight little bit of hold, so it's super light. For those of you that don't like any conditioner and really can't bear to put conditioner in, Day of Grace also acts as a leave-in conditioner, and it's also really good on kids' hair. If you've got any children and their hair gets really knotty, any little girls and they've got that fine knotty hair, then Day of Grace is amazing when they've got out of the bath to spray through and comb through. Comb your Day of Grace through. It's an amazing detangler, starting at the ends. The reason you start at the ends and then work up is so that you don't drag any knots from the very top and end up with a whole matted mess. So you'll get it through much quicker. And just make sure that you've worked that Day of Grace all the way through. You'll be able to feel it because you can kind of feel that the hair's smoother and more detangled when you've put it through. So the next thing I'm going to use, because I'm doing a volume blow dry, is I'm going to use some Shape Vixen. So Shape Vixen's an amazing styling lotion. Again, super light, but it's got great hold on it and helps plump the hair. So just a 10p sized amount, spread it through your hands, and I'm going to kind of work this through the ends. I like to just scrunch it through these ends. I'm going to put a little bit on my fringe there as well. So if you are looking for volume, obviously it's important to have some hold in there, and that's what the Shape Vixen's going to give you. Again, combing it through, you can see they're all starting to work. So when we do this with products, we call this layering, and we're layering products onto the hair. And then finally, because I want to get lots of root lift, I'm going to use my root canal. I absolutely love this product. I live by it in the salon. So this is called root canal because you put it at the root area and will give amazing style, support and hold. Now, you don't need a lot of it, but I think one of the things when it comes to most root products is a lot of people feel that they can be sticky, okay, and kind of leave the hair gunky, like root mousses, boost mousses, those kind of things. So I'm actually putting way too much on. I would do a light spritz through the roots, but I'm kind of purposefully drenching the hair a little bit because I want you to see how it's not at all sticky. Now, when you've put your root boost in, I always say, like, take your hands and work up and kind of massage it, because you want to make sure that it's kind of spread around that root area and massage it through. And you'll see already that you start to get this lift and hold from the product. I'm going to comb it through again though, just to make sure that we're all nice and evenly distributed. And before I start, I've smoothed the cuticle down and it's nice and like smooth and shut as much as it can be. Now, if you saw my video on fringes, or you saw the webinar on fringes, you'll know that the first thing I'm going to do is dry my fringe, because otherwise fringes have a habit of doing their own thing and running away with themselves. Nozzle on hairdryer always. Then I'm going to come in. So I do want a bit of lift. So I'm just going to come in here. And then again, just using my hands. So I'm not flattening it, but I'm still directing the hair over and into my fringe. So I'm just going to take my thermal brush and I'm going to blow dry the hair that way over. So weird doing this the wrong way round. I know how you all feel struggling in front of your mirrors. Again, my top tip on that is don't look in the mirror. sit side on, or use your iPad, and then obviously it will reflect itself in the right manner. And I'm doing this without looking because I can't see a thing right now on that front. Ah, she's virtually there. So I'm happy with that now because it's not going to run away with itself. Nozzle on hairdryer. So unlike the smooth one where we came down, this time we're going to go up, but we're still keeping the airflow going root to tip. Okay, so as much as I'm putting the hair up, I'm still keeping the airflow going from the root area towards the ends. Now, another way you can do this at home is to stick your head upside down. But just make sure when you're doing it that you're still using your hand. See how I'm using my hand to guide the hair? I'm still using my hand to guide the hair. Round the back, you're going to do exactly the same. So just round the back, hold the hair up, let the air get in. You start to see my product starting to work for me. And you can see now as well, like, as I go through that fringe, so I caught the fringe there, but because I've already dried it, it doesn't matter. If that was still wet, then it would start to do its own thing and I'd lose control. Again, I want you to see that it's not, you know, about this kind of massive neat sections and all of those things. It's just about having the confidence to get your hands in there and have a go. And also the foundations with the right products. If I was doing this now without products, first of all, it would absolutely take me ages to blow dry it because it would hold on to moisture, it wouldn't take the shape at all. And in addition to that, I might be lucky enough and get some volume, but 5 minutes later, it's going to be flat. When you get to your crown area, just remember that what you want to do here is take the hair forward. So this is a prime opportunity to put your head upside down because you want to be coming back up the crown like so. Otherwise, that's why the crown quite often sits flat for people, is because they've blow dried from here, and obviously that's pushing it down like you saw in the last video. Now, I think for you at home, if you're doing a volume blow dry, in the salon obviously I use a brush a lot more and I use that to sculpt. But it's really quite difficult to do that on yourself. And so I would encourage you to get the hair virtually dry. You just kind of want it to feel slightly damp. And do that with your fingers. The reason for that is that you will probably pull any volume you put in out. Again, here at the front, remember to just come back slightly, because what we're trying to do is create a nice S, so that when that hair sits back down, it sits down in that manner. So you can see here, pushing this up, when that hair sits, it now sits down. Move the hairdryer out of the way and you can actually see it sits down in that manner. So again, at the front here, I just want to push that up and away slightly. Using my hands all the time, and I'm kind of like, you can see that I keep my fingers closed. That actually shuts the cuticle down as well. So it just keeps it nice and smooth. And look, hairdressers' practice heads do not have nice hair. So next time you're in salon, feel free to ask, okay? Don't believe me, but if you can do it on a blockhead, and we say this when we teach all the time, if you can do it on a blockhead, you can do it on anyone's hair, okay? So if I can be this loose and wild on a blockhead, then there's no way that you can't do it on your own hair. So she's virtually there now. I'm going to show you with two different brushes. So first off with a paddle brush. So you can see, look at all this lift in here, but now what I want to do is make sure I don't pull that out whilst the hair's still warm. So what a lot of people end up doing is blow drying down here. Well, you can see the moment I blow dry down here and pull, I start to flatten. So what you're actually going to do is blow dry the hair out. And you can do that from the front, okay, because we're now just working on those ends. So you need to lift up and out. So that's what I say to everybody, up and out, up and out. And the same here, so for you, you'll be coming this way, but you're just going to pull this top section up. So you can also see that I haven't got, okay, the product's not at all sticky, so I put all that root canal in there, but you can see the amount of lift it's giving me. And then when you're kind of happy, just take the whole section, come down and through, and then what you want to do is just bend the end slightly. I always kind of say you can feel when the hair's ready because it starts to slip in the brush. Just like that, and then you want to hold it for a couple of seconds to let it go cold, and then drop it in, and it will start to now give you that nice tuck in, but you've still got all your volume and your lift through here. You're just repeating the same on the other side. So again, now I haven't used any clips in this one, but if you are struggling and you're blowing the hair everywhere, then just clip some hair out the way. So this section here, if you want to, just stick a clip in. Doesn't have to be neat, okay? It's not about neat. And then the same as we did on the other side. I'm going to lift up, I'm going to lift up. You kind of always want really the brush to be above the roots, that's the rule. It can be a bit tricky round the back, but just don't exert too much pressure, okay, just to smooth your ends at the back. Or as much as possible pull them round to the side. So again, if you split the hair down the back, try and do it like you would be doing it, and then come round at the side like so and blow dry it there. So I'm still pulling that hair up and away. You're not going to get a parting down the back of your head because we've already dried the roots, so that's not going to happen, so you don't need to panic about that. And then this section here, same as we did before, just give it a light brush through so that you know that you can take control. And then same as we did on the other side, you're going to blow dry like right up and over. Now, if you find a round brush easier to use, then then use what you find easiest. Okay, there isn't really a rule on it when it comes to doing your hair at home. Obviously for you right now you're going to be like that, sorry, just realising. So you can see as I do this, like all of this, that's the root canal working for me. And I always say to people, look, even though you want volume, you want touchable hair. So, because the first thing a client ever does, and I think the first one anyone does when they want like full hair, the moment you finish the blow dry, I think sometimes when we like walk away, the client does it quickly, but I love clients doing it, is you put your hands in your hair and you push here, because that's what you associate with volume. So you can see here with the root canal, as I put my hand in and I push, I've got all this lovely volume through here. And the same again in my smooth blow dry, like different tools do different things. I can't see how she's looking from the front. I should have put a mirror over there so I could see. I share your pain, ladies. You may even have noticed that I've done my own hair today. I haven't been lazy and slicked it back. I thought it was a very lazy thing to do if I was doing a blow dry video. So like I was saying before, if you do want a smoother result, or you feel easier with the round brush, you're going to do the same thing. Okay, so it's exactly the same. You can see there's no real difference. If you've got thicker hair or hair that does tend to be a bit more frizzy, then I would say yes, like using a brush like this, like my dolly, is going to help because it just tucks those ends under. But again, like that's the other thing as well. Just do what you can see. Like you're not going to see the hair that's underneath and in the middle, so concentrate on what you can see. And again with this section here, if you're worried you're going to flatten it, then just pull it all up, pull it forward and put it round the brush that way. Oh, a little bit there. So again here, you can see I'm using my round brush. You'd be like that on it. I think the important thing is, what you've got to remember is it doesn't really matter. Whatever you find is comfortable, all you have to remember to do is that you want basically the hair to be higher than the root area. Otherwise you're running the risk of pulling any volume that you put in out. And if I do go around the bottom now, just to finish off, because I noticed there was a couple of bits there, you can see, that I missed because I couldn't see from the front. I'm just gently now drying that off, but because I have got all that foundation and that lift in there, it's not going to hurt. Okay, now I'm purposely going to leave it like that for a minute, because one of the things when it comes to this, she might be looking a little bit wild for some of you right now. You may be going for a really textured look, but you can see in here, and I just want to show this, okay, is there's all of this volume in there. So that foundation is in there, but you can see by me putting my hands through that it's not at all sticky. Now interestingly, if I take my brush, and I hold her flat, what you'll see now is, you know, when I was talking about giving the hair memory and the product's giving it memory, you're going to see that in a moment, because I can hold this hair flat to her head now. Now, if most people did that, just a few seconds, there'd be nothing left in the volume. However, all I have to do is put my hand back in and push, and you can see that the product's back with me. So again, like as much as I left that quite wild, because my foundation's in there, I can actually brush that over now. And I don't really think, for me, that anybody wants their hair to be so styled that it's not touchable. And that's what the products, you know, when you're using good quality products, that's what they give you. Look, if I want to put my irons on this, which I know is really weird when you kind of think, oh, I'm doing a smooth blow dry, a volume blow dry, why would I use straightening irons? That's why we call them styling irons, because again, you can use these just to put the finish on. So if you take that section of hair out the way there, and you want to come over, then you can just use these gently. 150 degrees, my heat protection's already in there. And again, same rule, I'm pulling up. So I'm not taking that out, I'm not putting it near the root, I'm just putting the finish on the hair. So again, in with my irons, and I can even do this up here. So for you, you'd be coming that way at them. So just gently on, and I'm just almost kissing those ends. And you can see now that I start to put a bit more of a different finish on the hair. Same again. You know, and if you can't, again, with the back here, you know, don't make your life difficult. Like, I would actually just come up through the back here on this back section, irons in, use the brush, over you go. You're not going to take any volume out then. And then same again on this side. Just the iron in. You'll see I'm not clamping hard, I'm just using them gently over to put that finish on. And again as well, I can kind of do that on the fringe if I want to, although she's looking quite happy there. And again, I can use that to manipulate a little bit more if I want to come round like so. And the same on this side. Iron in, come round. And that volume will now be in there securely, that whenever you put your hands in and push, you will get loads of lift in there. Okay, but a nice finish on the hair. I hope there was loads of like useful tips in there that will help you. You can always obviously message me if you want further advice and tips. Don't forget to like, share and comment. And of course, all of the products that I use are available from www.houseofbrooks.store. Take care.
Let your hair down.